Welcome back. We're cutting across to live visuals coming in of Home Minister Amit Shah, who's currently in Midnapore. He's expected at the Siddheshwari Kali temple. Look at the crowds around as well there. You've got huge number of people who've gathered there for Amit Shah's visit to catch a glimpse of the Home Minister. You can hear the locals also there screaming out and seeking that Amit Shah wave to the crowds as well. But the Home Minister has been making it a point. The symbolism here is very, very important to also talk about, because he is been talking about Bengali pride, about Bengali culture, embracing Bengali icons. And right now you can see him garlanding the statue of Khudiram Bose, who is also a Bengali revolutionary. Earlier he had visited the Ramakrishna Mission in Kolkata, and now as soon as he's landed in Midnapore, he's first visited the statue of Khudiram Bose, in fact offering a floral tribute there. Khudiram Bose, a Bengali revolutionary, someone who's very, very popular in Bengal. And now you've got Amit Shah from here, from the statue of Khudiram Bose. He's going to make his way to the Siddheshwari Kali temple. Let me take this across to political analyst Sanjay Singh, who's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Sanjay Singh, you know, this particular visit of Amit Shah, the 2 days, today and tomorrow, there's a lot of symbolism involved. What really do you think is the message that he's looking to send out, really, with the fact that he's visiting two temples, the Siddheshwari Kali temple as well as the Devi Mahamaya temple in Midnapore?
Symbolism of it is obviously very significant. He also visited Swami Vivekananda's ashram today. BJP has been both in terms of rhetoric and also in terms of substance. In high his visit to Kali temple about religiosity and Hindutva, and also Swami Vivekananda they hold him an icon. And you have also seen some time back Prime Minister inaugurating a statue of Swami Vivekananda in JNU. That of course had a great deal of implication and symbolism, since you are talking about symbolism. Amit Shah beginning his trip, a 2-day trip to West Bengal from Vivekananda Ashram by itself means quite a lot. That also is an answer to insider versus outsider debate. Amit Shah is a great strategist. Amit Shah loves to take up challenges. When in 2000, if you remember, way back in 2013, when Modi was declared, was still not Prime Ministerial candidate, but chairman of BJP's campaign committee. Virtually, he was Prime Minister candidate then. Then Amit Shah was sent as General Secretary in charge of Uttar Pradesh. Then it was believed to be a turf which was invincible, which was impenetrable for the BJP, because for a long time, for about 2 decades, BJP was practically out of power and practically out of base. And then Amit Shah made inroads there. He moved slowly, but very effectively. And we know what happened in 2014 and 2019 and also 2017 assembly elections. This time around, similar challenges they have taken up for West Bengal. When Bihar assembly election was still going on and campaigning was still there in its last legs, if you remember, Amit Shah chose to go to West Bengal, not to Bihar, because by then he thought he was also not in best of his health then. And then it was believed that campaigning Bihar was by and large over, and whatever was to be done was done, and BJP NDA was going to gain majority. And therefore he chose to go to West Bengal. That by itself raised many eyebrows at a time when election was at peak in neighboring state. He was going there. And then JP Nadda spending great deal of time and energy out there, making a strategy, and Subhendu Adhikari's joining BJP.
Yes. My apologies, Mr. Sanjay Singh, for interrupting, but these are live visuals that we're getting. Amit Shah set to speak now. You know, he's just garlanded the statue of Shahid Khudiram Bose, who is someone who is a Bengal revolutionary, one of the youngest martyrs of the independence movement, and someone who Bengal recognizes deeply. We're very proud of him as well. And after visiting the Ramakrishna Mission, you've got Amit Shah in Midnapore making this visit. Let's listen it to him.
भाई थोड़ा आप शांति रखो प्लीज अरे यार थोड़ा शांति रखो आज के मेरे बंगाल के दौरे में ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि वीर शहीद खुदीराम बोस के जन्म स्थान पर आकर यहाँ की मिट्टी को कपाल पर लगाने का मुझे सौभाग्य मिला है। स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में बंगाल और बंगाली सपूतों का योगदान भारत कभी भुला नहीं सकता और खुदीराम बोस यही परंपरा के वाहक थे और वो वीर युवा था जिन्हें सिर्फ 18 साल की उम्र में अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ लड़ते लड़ते हाथ में गीता पकड़कर अपने आप को फांसी की फंदे को चूमने का साहस था। उनकी लोकप्रियता उस वक्त पूरे देश भर में इतनी थी कि कुछ बुनकरों ने धोती पर खुदीराम बोस लिखना शुरू किया और वो धोती बंगाल के युवाओं की प्रेरणा स्रोत बनी, आज़ादी के आंदोलन का प्रतीक बनी और वंदे मातरम का वो नारा जो खुदीराम बोस ने फांसी पर चढ़ते हुए बोला था, वो पूरे बंगाल और भारत के युवा का एक आज़ादी के स्वप्न का नारा बन गया। संजोग ही है कि आज ही के दिन राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल, अशफाकुल्ला खान और ठाकुर रोशन सिंह को फांसी दी गई थी। आज ये तीनों वीर शहीदों का शहीद दिन भी है। बंगाल के अंदर मैं आया हूं, तब इस भूमि पर आकर इस भूमि की मिट्टी को सर पे लगाकर एक नई चेतना और ऊर्जा का अनुभव कर रहा हूं और मैं आज यहां से देश भर के युवाओं को भी कहना चाहता हूं कि हमें देश के लिए मरने का मौका तो नहीं मिला है, मगर देश के लिए जीने का मौका हमें जरूर मिला है और खुदीराम बोस को याद कर कर हमने उसी रास्ते को प्रशस्त करना चाहिए और मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एक मजबूत, सशक्त, सुरक्षित भारत का निर्माण करना चाहिए। आज तीनों शहीद पंडित राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल, अशफाकुल्ला खान और ठाकुर रोशन सिंह, तीनों ने अपनी जान अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ लड़ते लड़ते दी थी। उनको भी मैं प्रणाम करना चाहता हूँ। और बंगाल के अंदर जो ओछी राजनीति करते हैं, मैं इनको ये बताने आया हूँ कि खुदीराम बोस जितने बंगाल के थे उतने ही पूरे भारत के थे और पंडित राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल जितने यूपी के थे उतने ही बंगाल के थे। भारत के लिए संघर्ष करने वाले, भारत के लिए आज़ादी के लिए लड़ने वालों ने कभी इस प्रकार की ओछी राजनीति की कल्पना नहीं की होगी। कम से कम आज शहीद दिन है और ओछी राजनीति से सबने ऊपर आना चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। मैं फिर एक बार खुदीराम बोस की वो शहादत को याद कर कर प्रणाम करता हूँ और सालों सालों तक उनका ये बलिदान भारत के युवाओं के लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत बनेगा और देश के लिए जीने का संकल्प लेने के लिए मजबूर भी करेगा और जिन्होंने संकल्प लिया है उसका संकल्प मजबूत भी करेगा। मैं फिर एक बार उनके परिजनों के चरणों में प्रणाम कर कर मेरी बात को समाप्त करता हूँ।
Amit Shah, they're speaking after garlanding the statue of Khudiram Bose, someone who was an integral part of the independence movement in India. Let me take this back across to Mr. Sanjay Singh, political analyst. Mr. Singh, apologies for cutting you short earlier, but this is what I was talking about when I referred to symbolism. The fact that, amid that insider versus outsider debate, the BJP has clearly decided to take that narrative head on and fight that out. That's why you've got Amit Shah starting off his campaign by visiting the Ramakrishna Mission, paying a tribute to Swami Vivekananda, and then first thing touching down in Midnapore, paying a tribute to Khudiram Bose.
Precisely. And what he said, icons are national icons. They are not limited to state. Their influence is not limited to state. And they are national icons. Khudiram Bose was a national icon. So was Ram Prasad Bismil from UP was an icon in West Bengal and rest of the country. See, Bengal always had this tradition of when independence movement began, militant nationalism, of course, emerged from that part of the country, and Bengal played a great role in freedom struggle, and subsequently also in
Yes.
making of modern India. Amit Shah, obviously, he is also playing to subnationalism psyche of people of West Bengal, pride of West Bengal. And that actually should be, because every state has its heritage and culture, and you cannot ignore. And somebody, when tries to project you as an outsider, a fact remains that any national party, be it Congress or be it BJP, and when left was in power, left was had some kind of dominance. Of course, left leaders broadly, left was always mostly based in Tripura, West Bengal, and Kerala. National leaders would actually go there, and this is in BJP's tradition. That they appoint somebody as in charge. There is a general secretary, party in charge, and there is an election in charge for that particular state, and they stay in that state for a long time. West Bengal, of course, is a huge challenge for them.
Yes.
The project is going on since 2014, and now you see all kinds of BJP making a very hard campaign out there, and that yielded also results in 2019 parliamentary elections. Nobody was actually willing to give that many seats when Amit Shah used to say that he was going to get 20 plus seats at least from West Bengal. With that kind of confidence, and also if you see West Bengal is a different territory. In fact, the kind of we don't actually get the kind of news that should come out of West Bengal, the kind of
Yes.
dictatorship that Mamata Banerjee actually has been there as a chief minister. So BJP has a style to take up a challenge and put that challenge, make strategy and put that on the ground. And if that has to be fought in a quote-unquote militant way, being aggressive, fight on the ground, that party is not shying away from taking on Trinamool on that kind.
Yes, the
Therefore,
BJP has always had a very, very aggressive campaign in a state like Bengal. These are visuals also from the Siddheshwari Kali temple, a very famous, very popular temple in Bengal. It's situated in the Nutan Bazaar in Midnapore. You've got a special puja being held there for Amit Shah. I want to also quickly bring in Pashchim Saha, who's reporting from Midnapore. Pashchim, we just saw the Home Minister garlanding the statue of Khudiram Bose currently at the Siddheshwari Kali temple, a very, very popular temple in Midnapore and in Bengal. From here, we're told that he's going to go for another puja, a special puja at the Devi Mahamaya temple.
That's right. The Home Minister right now is at the Siddheshwari Kali Mandir, where a puja is being performed. It's a small ritual. We were told it was not something elaborate which will be done, but he is going to spend more time at the Siddheshwari Kali Mandir as opposed to the time that he's going to spend at the Devi Mahamaya Mandir. So this is going to be a little bit more elaborate puja, if you may, as compared to what will happen next at the Devi Mahamaya Mandir. This, of course, he's performing after having garlanded the statue of Khudiram Bose, who, of course, is a revolutionary, an Indian revolutionary, a cultural icon as far as Bengal is concerned and Bengal's history and legacy is concerned vis-a-vis its contribution to the independence movement of India. So clearly, after Ramakrishna Mission and paying his respects to Swami Vivekananda, another Bengali icon, he has, of course, gone on to pay his respects to Khudiram Bose as well, one of the youngest martyrs of the Indian freedom struggle, who was executed by the British for an assassination attempt on a British judge, but because he got the wrong carriage, he ended up assassinating two British women, for which he was, of course, handed out the capital punishment and was executed just short of the age of 19. So there, of course, the Home Minister paying his tributes to Khudiram Bose and saying that at the end of the day, icons are icons. They are not of any particular state. They are national icons. They belong to the whole of India. And this is, of course, the Home Minister's attempt to counter the narrative that Mamata Banerjee has been trying to set, where she has been trying to tell the people of Bengal that these are outsiders who are coming in order to destroy the legacy and the heritage of Bengal. Bengal and its people. So this is, of course, the Home Minister countering that narrative and saying, no, there are no icons that belong only to you. They all belong to everyone. They all participated and contributed and laid down their life for the Indian freedom movement like Khudiram Bose, and hence they are our icons as well. So, of course, the Home Minister performing that puja at the Siddheshwari Kali Mandir, which, of course, like you were telling our viewers, is a very popular mandir, a temple here in Midnapore district, and is extremely ancient as well, as I was told by those managing the temple earlier today. They said that it is a 538-year-old temple, and they said that the statue of Kali Mata inside that mandir, there is only one other such statue where she can be seen with her left leg on the chest of Mahadev and her right leg on his thigh. That sort of iconic image of Ma Kali can only be found in another possible statue in Dhaka in Bangladesh. So it's a very culturally significant sort of temple as well in terms of its history. So again, another message being sent out by the BJP in having chosen this mandir for the Home Minister to visit and pay his respects to Kali Mata. And then, of course, like I said, he will be going to Devi Mahamaya Mandir before he arrives here at the residence of Sanatan Singh, a farmer who will be hosting him over lunch this afternoon. Like I was telling our viewers earlier, a very elegant and simple spread has been put out for him, which includes two types of dal, which are very symbolic and which are very typical to Bengali cuisine. Then bhaja, as we say, as Bengalis say, which is again fry. So there are three types of fries which go with rice, with roti, which will be there in the menu as well. There's salad. There are two kinds of very typical chutneys again, which is part of the regular course and meal of a Bengali household. And then, of course, there are two sweet dishes which we are being told have been kept, which includes a date rasgulla as well at the end. So a very simple meal which has been put out, but again a very satiating meal, very typical to how Bengali households prepare their lunch and their meals. So clearly that spread has been put out over here. But then, of course, Akshata, the symbolism, the messaging that goes out from here when the Home Minister has lunch at a farmer's residence, given the environment right now in the country, especially along the Delhi NCR border where farmers are protesting, and the centre is constantly trying to tell them that, their interests are being kept in mind when, of course, formulating laws specific to the three farm laws which have been formulated. And the Supreme Court obviously saying that the farmers have absolute right to protest. Nobody can take that away from them. So where is that meeting ground between the centre and the farmers? This is part of the messaging. This is part of that outreach program that the centre and the BJP has embarked upon in order to tell farmers that their interests are being kept in mind and they are not anti-farmer by any stretch of the imagination. Back to you, Akshita.
So it's all about Bengali pride. It's all about Bengali culture. There's a simple Bengali lunch that Home Minister Amit Shah will be indulging in when he makes his way to that farmer's house also in Midnapore. You tend to remember what happened the last time around. Amit Shah was in Bengal, Polami, when in Bakura he had lunch at a tribal's home. Mamta Banerjee came out to say that, this was all a show, that he didn't eat there, that the food was prepared outside and brought to the tribal's house, and she went on to slam the BJP. So there was a lot of politics over that meal as well. So expect fireworks, political fireworks over Amit Shah's visit this time around as well. These are visuals from just a few minutes ago when he was at the Siddheshwari Kali temple. From here, the Home Minister currently on his way to the Devi Mahamaya temple. Again, there's going to be a very brief puja before he moves to a village in Midnapore, where he's going to be interacting with a farmer and his family, eating lunch there with them. And then there is that all-important public rally. We are going to continue keeping our focus very, very keenly on this particular visit of Home Minister Amit Shah.